I'm fearless. Whoa, you may not believe it till you see it.
This is a podcast called Walk, Talk, Listen. An attempt to connect people and make this world a bit better by sharing opinions and experiences based on the belief that everyone's perspective is true, only partial. My name is Maurice Rugebregt, and I would like to welcome you to yet another episode. Yes, welcome to the special musical edition of Walk, Talk, Listen. Over the years I've had the privilege to speak with artists who use music not only as their craft, but as a tool for healing, storytelling and activism. And these are just a few of their voices. In episode 31, I was humbled to speak with Maya Azucena, my first musical guest on the podcast. She even sang a few lines of her song during our conversation. Her belief that music is her superpower came through loud and clear.
And I just feel so moved that I want to do whatever is possible to help. And, you know, it's been shown to me and clear to me that music is my superpower. It's my thing that I can reach for that can be used to assist and lend, shed light. I'm fearless. Whoa, you may not believe it till you see it. Whoa, I got the warrior spirit, got a giant inside.
And then came Lakecia Benjamin, who reminded us that genres are fluid and culture is layered. Lakecia shared personal reflections about perseverance, legacy, and the need to finish what we start, especially when the world tries to knock us off our course.
Most of your questions today have been so unique, but this is one that people constantly ask me. I've enjoyed my time, but I understand it because to the outsider looking in, it's so obscure. But if you know me and just Black music and culture, all of these genres are one.
Yeah.
We grew up in a household where the grandma's listening to gospel, the mom is listening to rap, and someone's listening to jazz. Like these are the beat changes, but it's just where you feel the beat. That's the hardest thing to do when you have your goals, you have your dreams, you have life hitting you. The natural tendency is to give up and stop and then pursue something else and give up and stop and pursue something else. And before you know it, you're 65, 70 because each thing you didn't complete. So I would say keep going. Whatever it is you wanted to do, finish that and then move to the next. Finish that. Make a habit of finishing what you started. And then you're constantly living in purpose. And each time you accomplish something, you get more, you get stronger.
In episode 143, I welcomed bassist, educator, and philanthropist Endea Owens. She explains it well by herself. Listen.
It's okay, Hello, everyone. My name is Endea Owens. I'm a bassist, composer, philanthropist, and educator. My main gig is on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and I also tour with my band, The Cookout. And I also do community outreach with my organization, The Community Cookout. My earliest musical memory was watching Tina Turner videos, and I would try to impersonate her. I wanted to do all the dance moves and sing just like her, and also the singer Brandy. I just thought she was amazing. are now listening to the podcast Walk, Talk, Listen.
Episode 159 brought us deep into the jazz world with No Ejection, who had just released his latest album When We Talked With Each Other. Noah and I met for the first time on a plane from New York to Amsterdam, where Noah was scheduled to play at North Sea Jazz that year.
Marcus Belgrave was the one who saw me in the rehearsal one day when my friend invited me. And at the time, I played a little bit of bass, but I didn't really play jazz bass like that because I was more of a cello guy. And he asked me a couple questions. He's like, "Look, you know what a root is? Yeah. Know what a fifth is? Sure. Know what a third is? Yeah. Major, minor. All right, cool. What about a seventh? Yeah, I know that." So he kind of through there kind of pieced together a way for me to learn how to play bass lines. So Abdullah Ibrahim is a huge influence in my career. My first regular touring group. I've recorded 2 albums and the soundtrack with him. Been fortunate to play in his trio for 10 years. We end up going in the booth and putting it on wax and really trying to capture that cohesion on records. So I think this project does a great job of that. And then, I'm just glad to be in a position to put out music and to share it with the world and to really bring together people, bring people together. Yeah, the idea of connection, like that's what the music is supposed to be about.
Andromeda Turre joined me in episode 157. Growing up in a family of touring musicians, she shared how that background and her own journey led her to create From the Earth, a musical project that invites climate action and local engagement at every performance.
So I grew up in New York City with musician parents. I spent a lot of summers on tour with them instead of doing summer camp like most kids did, and I really loved it. This is actually the first time that I've had the funds to sort of realize a creative project on the level that I actually imagined it. So I'm very excited about being able to share this level of work because it's the kind of work that I've always wanted to create, but didn't have the resources. Every concert that I do of From the Earth, wherever I go, I look in that area for environmental organizations and I invite them to the concert. They can set up a table. I don't charge them. It's free. They can set up a table and let people know. And I invite them on stage to talk about what they're doing so that all of the listeners in the audience can be connected with actionable items that they can do to help climate change right in their own communities.
In episode 154, bassist and composer Amina Scott spoke about her grandmother's piano, the spiritual energy in her music, and the characters that inhabit her soundscapes. Amina's story is one of intuition, storytelling, and grounded creativity, and also she explained about her latest album.
I started when I was 5 years old, and my grandmother had a piano. Well, she still has it, but she has a piano in like one of the rooms in her house. And so she started me on the piano around that time. But when I picked up bass, it kind of was very like natural. Like I just wanted to keep practicing, and I thought it was really fun. So that was like the thing that I guess stuck with me around that time. Wild Seed is the name of her novel that the song on my album's based off of, and also the title. And it's about the spirit man. It's about these 2 energies, actually, I should say that. So it's about these 2 energies, and one of them is kind of visualized as like a male spirit who was a child, but then he suddenly passed away, but his spirit still exists. And a woman who is a shapeshifter, and she's a healer.
Drummer and performer Shirazette gave us a glimpse into her earliest inspiration, Sheila E., on stage, tossing drumsticks into the air she shared in episode 144.
But the main influence for me to start playing drums came when I was 4 years old and I saw Sheila E. And she was on MTV. If I remember correctly, it was an award show. feel like it was MTV, and she threw her sticks up in the air. Mm-hmm. It was glamorous life. She was doing this crazy solo, and that's when I knew that I wanted to play drums. And you know, I've heard music in the house ever since I was a child. Like before I was even out the womb, you know, my parents played all types of music for me, and they told me that, you know, as a baby, they played music for me to go to sleep. So it was multiple influences, but mostly Sheila E. for the drums.
I spoke with Desirée during episode 55. She was known for her chart-topping success in the 90s. Her voice and vulnerability offered a moving reflection on listening to one's heart and finding creativity amid struggle.
In the 90s, we've traveled a lot all over the world. We had a #1 hit called Dreams, and another hit called Never Alone. And those songs were very positive, with a positive vibe. I was always searching for my creativity, and because I knew there was something wrong, I couldn't listen to my heart. And when I get ill, nothing else more matters, you know.
Patrick Drabe joined us in episode 54. He's a talented guitar player and producer. Patrick opened up about perfectionism, control, and the freedom that comes with accepting imperfection, both in music and in life.
It's all about acceptance for starters. You know, it's important to accept things like they have happened. So that's one thing. But before that, I was like as a guitar player and also as a producer, I was a little bit of a control freak, you know, very neat in how I work and very precisely, you know. Mm-hmm. And I was always kind of proud of that, you know, that I was I really have this eye for details, you know. And maybe I was a perfectionist, but as the years go by, I realized that perfectionism is nothing more and nothing less than being in a box, actually. You know, you have this box, and within that box, you do the things where they belong. So you order it, you know. But then you realize there's a whole world outside the box. And acceptance is also in playing or producing, just let it be, you know, let it happen.
Then in episode 56, Maurice Rugebregt reminded us the power of hope. He shared how composing even one song can be a lifeline, a spark of light on darker days.
But it's sometimes every day is a new day again. Sometimes I have more hope than other days, but I don't know. I get a lot of positivity out of music if I compose a new song again, and then I'm really like, okay, there must be hope because I just create something again, you know. So and it makes me happy, and I can show it to other people and record it, and that's how I survive actually.
Just because it is fun, another audio clip from my talk with Maya Azucena. Honest, reflective, and always uplifting. Her voice truly sets the tone for this compilation.
And no, thanks for that answer. I think my question was wrong, but you took us where I wanted us to go. Bad question, great answer.
Maya 1, Maurice
0.
Go.
We close this musical mosaic with Amina Scott again. Nervous at first, but full of soul and strength. Her story, like so many others you've heard, is worth revisiting in full.
I was nervous. I was like, okay, walk, talk, listen, walk, talk, listen, walk, talk, listen. If I get through that, then everything else is good. So
these are just snapshots. If one of these voices resonated with you, I encourage you to go back and listen to the full conversations. Each episode offers something new, something human. This is Walk, Talk, Listen. Take care. Thank you for listening to Walk, Talk, Listen. please check us out on 100mile.org or follow us on Facebook or Instagram.